Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, it's looking more and more likely that vaccines are going to be required to cruise. Because it seems like every time a cruise is being announced, you're going to need one. So this week, Virgin Cruise Line announced that if you're going to go on one of their sailings on their brand new ships, I mean, they haven't even sailed yet, you're going to be needing a vaccine, proof of a vaccine, the same as the crew members. So it will be a 100% vaccine cruise. This is probably a really good move by them. First of all, they're an adult-only cruise, right? So everybody is over 18 anyway, so they're hoping that the kid requirement and, mixing kids that haven't been vaccinated with adults, it's not going to be there. Plus, by the time they're ready to cruise and get the permission from the CDC to cruise, whenever that is, you will hear that, they have, say, 50% of the US vaccinated by then, which means for their one ship right now in North America, they have 50% of the United States to draw from. It's not like they have to draw from, they have 14 ships that they need to set, bring in a whole bunch of, so many customers. They have one ship, and they'll have two, but the other one will be in Europe. So that is a pretty good move. It's probably a very smart move by them, because of the new CDC guidelines that came out that said if you've been fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, you don't have to social distance, you can be inside a room as long as everybody in that room has had the vaccine. So while the vaccines don't stop the spread 100%, they do stop you from getting severely sick. Also, in the guidelines, it says if you're in contact with somebody who it tests positive for COVID, you don't have to isolate yourself or even get tested unless you start to show symptoms. So imagine now you're on a cruise and one person out of the 1,000 people on the ship tests positive for COVID. They don't have to shut down the whole cruise and test every passenger and every crew member again, unless people start to show symptoms. At least that's the technical guidelines from the CDC after you've been vaccinated. Will things change down the road? Maybe. Cruise lines might still want to keep that social distancing. They might still want to keep the masks. It all depends on where we are when they're finally able to sail. And you're saying to me, Don, that's one cruise ship. Virgin Cruise Line is a smaller cruise company, and it's not like a mainstream cruise line yet. Well, guess what? We already had Royal Caribbean say that when they start their cruise ship up over in Europe, you're going to have vaccinated as well, and the crew is going to have to be vaccinated. Now, we also have P&O Cruise Line, who is launching the Britannia and the brand new Iona this summer. So you're going to have one startup, I believe it's July, end of June, beginning of July. The Britannia is going to start up with some short cruises just to nowhere, and you're going to need a vaccine on P&O, as well as all the crew members are going to have to be vaccinated as well. Now, the interesting thing about P&O is they do have kids that are allowed on board. So are they going to say that because kids don't need to be vaccinated and there's no vaccination program for the kids right now, kids are allowed to come on board, don't need to have proof of a vaccine? Or are they going to say, for now, it's only adults, only people over 18? Either way, you're going to have a vaccine on that ship and the Iona, which will start about 5-6 weeks later. And it's going to be doing longer cruises, about 7 days. So you're going to start off with 3- and 4-day cruises on Britannia, 7-day cruises. It's going to be for UK residents only, and you're going to need a vaccine. So again, Royal Caribbean's first ship out, you need a vaccine. P&O Cruise Line, you need a vaccine. Saga Cruise Lines, you need a vaccine. Virgin Cruise Lines, you need a vaccine. Do you see where this is kind of heading? Do you see the kind of things that we might be seeing in the future for the large three as well? Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian Cruise Line. As much as we don't necessarily want that to happen, I know the cruise lines would rather everything go away and everything gets better, but from a fiscal point of getting the least resistance to them reopening, having people being required to be vaccinated is probably a smart business move, if not a popular move, shall we say. It's going to be popular for those who can get the vaccine. I won't have it. I guarantee you I won't have it by the time, if they start cruising in June, July, August. This guy's left out in the dark. We will be nowhere near vaccinated by then. So am I angry that I would need a vaccine? Yes, I am. But I understand it. I can understand it from we need to start. We need to have as little resistance from government bodies and officials as possible. We know right now that they are going through spring break in Florida. As you know, Florida's pretty wide open, and they have so many people visiting for spring break right now because you can't go anywhere else. No one's flying anywhere else with the restrictions and all that. No one's going on cruises. So where are they? They're going to the beaches in Florida, and they're back to that traditional old pile into one city like Fort Lauderdale and just hit the beaches all day long and party hardy. That's all great, except there's no social distancing, there's no mask wearing, and they are starting to see the spike levels getting ready to start going like this. Okay, that might not be great for us cruisers, because if Florida spikes like crazy, that just puts less and less likely that we'll be able to even start in June and July or even August, because the spike like this will automatically say to the CDC, see, Florida's not ready to handle cruises. And where is the biggest cruise ports in all the world? Yep, Florida. Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Miami. Then you throw in Tampa. It's just one of those things that we're going to have to wait and see. Vaccines, I think they're coming. I know the cruise lines don't want to do it. I don't want to have to get vaccinated to be able to cruise. I want to be able to cruise anyway. But it's looking more and more likely that we're going to have to follow these guidelines. Like I said, P&O is it's the major cruise line in UK. And sure enough, they're requiring it. So I imagine you're going to see it here in North America before much longer, actually. And I expect those announcements to be coming out right around the same time that you hear the technical guidelines from the CDC. Because they're any day now, right? Remember that announcement? Any day now. Wrong. Okay, well, I hope you appreciate this update. Don't shoot the messenger. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.